Super dope. Hey, what's up? This is the 102 review. It's a little bit late because it's already March 1st. But you know what? You could have had it whenever the hell we recorded it, which I believe was last weekend. You supported us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope. There is a link in the show notes. I hope you enjoy this episode with me and Hayden. Talk to you soon. Welcome back, Dragon Ball Super Dope. Wow, I said welcome back and not welcome in. Weird. My name's Kyle. Thanks for checking this out. This is my friend Hayden of the Dokkan When podcast. Hayden, what's up, dude?
Howdy, howdy, howdy. My head hurts. We've been laughing too much. My head hurts. Thank you, Kyle.
Yes, we did just spend a good 25-30 minutes shopping or workshopping our potential parody musical careers. I noticed that Hayden bears a shocking resemblance to Ed Sheeran. We've since hatched a plan to write a parody song for him and have him perform it under the name Ted Sheeran. And it's called I'm in Love with My Shape-Up Shoes. Don't steal my idea. Okay, that's mine. I recorded it on the internet and released it. It's mine now, or I'll sue you. We're here to talk about chapter 102 of the Dragon Ball Super manga, Son Goku versus Son Gohan. So, this is going to be a pretty straightforward episode because while I love the chapter and had a blast with it, not a ton happened in terms of moving the narrative along. It's kind of basically what we all expected this chapter to be, with a couple extra little flourishes. So I kind of just want to go through kind of what's covered throughout the chapter and then take a look at some of these more notable panels that I saw. And for one reason or another, it just like either gave me an idea or a hope for the future of the story, or like maybe just gave me some, a brief fleeting moment of joy. So nice to feel that again as a Dragon Ball fan. Hayden, before we do that though, what did you think of chapter 102 overall?
I honestly really like this chapter. Like you said, it didn't move it along a whole lot, like the narrative, which I'll slightly kind of disagree with. I have the subplot set in, and I really like the things they're kind of setting up with it. It was a really fun chapter. I just wish it was longer. I think that's every fans with this is they just wish it was longer.
It was a very action-heavy chapter, and that's why it felt so short. Like they are big, huge splash pages or pages with just like 2 or 3 panels on it, and that's pretty much it. And you're 45 pages each month. So they were definitely economical with some of the few dialogue scenes. Some of the few dialogue scenes gave us some stuff to chew on and really think about. But in terms of where we go from here, who knows? Running through basically how the chapter goes from start to finish. And then we'll take a look at some of these notable panels. Goku shows back up to Earth. And then he teleports everybody back to Beerus's planet because he's very excited to see Gohan's new form. He also takes Goten and Trunks, which I thought was surprising and very cool. Also takes Carmine and Soldier 15, which I found to be funny. But like also, what is that? What's going to come of that? Is anything going to come of that? Maybe, maybe not. It's funny they're there. But I do wonder if at some point down the line it serves narrative, like a narrative purpose, that they've either been to Beerus's planet or they're around these guys now. Like, kind of curious. I did have one thought though about this whole thing, and I guess maybe it's just because he's more powerful now. I don't know. Didn't Goku have or used to struggle with going from Beerus's planet to Earth and back? Like, needed to be transported by Whis. Like, that's been a plot point in some things when Goku can't get back to Earth fast enough.
Yeah,
Whis has to bring him.
Because way at the beginning, whenever Frieza showed up, like I'm going anime, when like Gohan had to completely power up for Goku to even sense him, and then it took Gohan almost dying, burning himself out to sense him.
Yeah.
So that's been the plot point.
So they bring back the boys and Carmine and 15 to Beerus's planet. Gohan lets Goku know that he finally has gotten the message and has chosen to remain in fighting shape and ready for any imminent threats that may embark on the Earth. What that means is he's been working with Piccolo the last few weeks, maybe. I don't know how much time has passed. Could be days since Superhero ended, but he worked with Piccolo to achieve perfecting this form, or like being able to instantly access it is probably the better way to say that, not perfect it, and tells him that it's named Beast, which I appreciate everybody calling it out for what it is. Kind of a stupid name, Everyone's like, what the fuck's that mean? Yeah, Piccolo named it. Oh, okay. So that's what we're doing now. We're just blaming Piccolo, the guy who's given you half a fucking shot at life. We're going to blame him for the stupid form that you're boasting with now. All right. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing from here. Oh, I do know what I'm doing from here, and it's this. Instead of getting right to the heart of the matter, what we all expected and saw in the drafts of Goku versus Gohan, we instead get the little sidebar of Goten and Trunks versus Gohan. Now, I absolutely love the fact that Goten and Trunks got brought there because it would have been super easy for Goku to be like, yeah, I'm not interested in these two kids. Like, not like that,
Yeah.
but like, I'm here for this specific purpose to like figure out what's up with Gohan's new power and see if it's going to be useful to us and defending ourselves from Frieza. But he brings the boys anyway. We'll talk about it more when we look at the notable panel stuff, but I do sort of wonder if these two boys are going to have some kind of greater purpose in this whole thing. And the fact that they're currently training with their fathers at this point in time in the storyline, I feel like it's indicative of the fact that coming up on the end of Dragon Ball Z pretty quick when they gather for the next tournament, the Tenkaichi Budokai. Although obviously we've retconned a good portion of that history. But you get the boys, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. Are you into the duo Saiyaman thing anymore? I think it was fun at first, but like to see them base their whole fighting style around Gohan in this context kind of annoyed me. Like, you guys know that you could do better than this or do more efficient things than this, but you're still choosing to dick around and try to be flashy. They even made that motherfucker record them when they did the fusion dance. How are you feeling about these two guys basically, it seems, being committed and cemented into this whole we're superheroes role?
I honestly don't know. It's still entertaining no matter what it is, even if it does kind of hold them back, as stated in here, it holds them back. But I like it's kind of, they have their own unique character, even if it is just a Saiyaman ripoff. I like that they're kind of staying more committed to it because Gohan had the Saiyaman and then fell off the Saiyaman. I like the idea that these two are going to want to be a public icon, that people aren't like, what's like Hercule Satan. They want to be like that kind of thing. It's okay, we are the Saiyaman. We want to protect people. So if you see us, it's like All Might in My Hero Academia. They want to be the symbol of justice, is the way I see it.
I'm so happy that you said My Hero Academia because they have that whole Deku vibe now all of a sudden. They're fighting with Gohan in the middle of this scene and they're like, we have people that we want to save too. I guess trying to say like Gohan's now realized he needs to stay in touch with his new form and his higher power because he has a family and the Earth to protect. Well, they have people to protect too, which is cool. I get it. I love MHA, but I guess my question is like, why all of a sudden? Is it because they have the right intentions? Is it because they saw that Clean God movie and they were like, Clean God's cool as fuck, we can get famous off of this? Is it, I mean, I don't even know what it is, but like, it does, to me at least, as somebody who loves both properties, Goten and Trunks' whole like motivation very much does feel like, we're down with the teenagers. We know what current teenagers like in Japan, and that's My Hero Academia and being a hero because they want to do the right thing and protect people. But like, there's no backup reason for it, so it doesn't emotionally resonate with you or anything. Yeah. It's just two kids who were dicking around, saw a movie one day, went to Trunks' rich mom, and they were like, hey, can you design us this shit? Cool, thanks, bye.
I want to say, at least for at this point, I could be pulling this out of my ass like I typically do. But after the whole thing was Cell Max, and again realizing how weak they are comparatively, I feel like they want to truly take on the role of protecting people. Because Goku won't be there forever. What if Gohan wasn't there? They would have. They need. That's what I'm hoping. We may know more about it, but I'm hoping that's what the thing is. What if they weren't here? We're the only ones strong enough to do anything, so we want to be able to protect the people. That's why my hope is.
Yeah, and I think that kind of was what my hope was too, reading that line. And it's like very much meant to evoke imagery of future Trunks and future one-armed Gohan doing their training bits, of seeing Trunks and Gohan fight. But they use that imagery to say this part of it in this month's chapter, like, we want to save people too. And I had that thought, like, okay, that's at least some sort of motivation for them, which is kind of new for those two characters, young Trunks especially and Goten. But I guess it's kind of undercut almost immediately when they're like, oh, fuck it, we're doing the fusion dance. Hey, we gave you a video camera, bust that shit out and record it. For what for? For what for? You gonna put it on the YouTubes, man? You gonna get some clicks?
GodTube.
GodTube would be the
Okay.
yeah, you're right.
Isn't that what it is in Dragon Ball? Is this GodTube?
I mean, it is for the gods. Like, who's the Gowasu? He watches the thing on GodTube. I think it's for the Kaios, yeah, or the any of the general god figures.
I like to think it's like the interdimensional TV from like Rick and Morty, and just anybody can tune in to it if they have the right channel.
I think all those gods have the right channel for GodTube.
I mean, like these guys, they're just, if I stumble upon GodTube one day and they see what's his name, the elephant god, doing his Zumba dance with his little attendant.
Ganesh?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. I guess we'll kind of see how the boys continue to develop. And we will come back to talk about them in a potential relationship with Broly, maybe? I don't know. We'll come back to that. Before we move on from that part of it, I think it's hilarious that we have finally made canon the term, the transformation, the form, Ultimate Gohan. It's finally canon. I do think it's very interesting that it's Ultimate instead of Mystic. I do imagine that was a choice by the translators at Viz to go with Ultimate, because that's usually what it has been in American media. I think it's more often referred to as Mystic Gohan in Japanese media. But they've chosen to make the form official because it's never been referred to as a formal name in anything. We just kind of have it because that's how we used to, categorize the merchandise shit. Oh, you got a Gohan figure? Which one? The Ultimate one from when he fights Boo. Oh, Ultimate Gohan, sick. So he transforms into his ultimate form, and Goten's like, fuck. I thought your ultimate form. That's no fair. And everyone's like, what did you just call that? Ultimate. Because it was like so cool, your powerful form. And it's just like such a fucking 7-year-old kid's way to name a thing that his hero in the moment, his good guy in the moment, his big brother, he's even better than before. He's the ultimate Gohan. And it's like, they've made that canon now, and that's so fucking funny. And everyone, Gohan included, ribs them for how bad the name is. And it's like, bitch, your most recent achievement, you made the conscious decision to call it Beast. At least Goten and Trunks have the cover having been 7. What the fuck is your excuse, man? I did just want to shout that moment out because it meant a lot to me, and I thought it was hilarious. Did you have a thought?
Yeah, it was funny. Sorry, my dad was mentioning. It's I really like the funniness.
Pull it together, Ted Sheeran. She ran.
I can't remember what I was going to call you. I can't remember what you were, but yeah, I like the ultimate being added to it was fun. I never knew until now that it wasn't like a canonical thing. I thought it was because I knew Mystic was always a thing in Ultimate, but I thought it was just like, Gohan just goes black because it's like the moniker for it, not the official. I thought it was the official thing, just not kind of stated stuff.
Yeah, I think one of the more interesting things in regards to Gohan and his transformations since, I guess, the superhero movie came out is like, well, not really. I guess they kind of undid that in Super as well, now that I'm thinking about it. But when he first achieved his ultimate form, it was always kind of implied like his base is now stronger than a Super Saiyan. But obviously that kind of diminishes over the years, and he goes back to being nerdy tracksuit Gohan and starts using Super Saiyan again. But then in the Tournament of Power, I believe, doesn't he go back to Ultimate at a certain point? I know in the superhero movie he does.
Yeah, he does. Like right beforehand was when he did it. Like he was training and all that, and he learned how to access it again, and that's what I think him and Kefla fought.
Yeah, in the manga, yeah. I just think it's interesting that it's like the step ladder now of like it's its own transformation, as when before, at least I remember it in Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, it was like he doesn't need to go Super Saiyan to be this powerful anymore. He's just this powerful. He's as powerful as a Super Saiyan 3 in his base form because he's unlocked this power, and but now they very much treat it like its own form or its own transformation. And I don't like it or hate it one way or the other. I just think it's kind of interesting. Anyway, let's move on to the fight du jour. That's the fight of the day. Sometimes people say soup du jour. That would mean soup of the day. I had soup twice this week. One was chicken, and the other was clam chowder. They were delicious.
I had clam chowder 2 days ago. It just sometimes Clam chowder just hits so well.
I also had clam chowder 2 days ago. Did you have white or red?
White.
Goddamn right, white. Oh, sounded kind of racist when I said it like that. But we're moving on to the fight du jour, Gohan versus Goku. I mean, we already saw so many of the good panels that was going to take place in this fight in the leaks this week. I'm thinking mainly of like the cool axe kick block, the fact that they just like power up right away and they're just like in their forms and it's like, we're not fucking around, right? Ready to go, go. And it's going to continue into next week. I didn't think there was anything super over the top in terms of like choreography for the fight. Personally, a couple cool shots here and there, but it is what it is. You know, we're seeing Goku and Gohan fight again. This is like some shit this is just like such a unique Dragon Ball chapter in so many ways. Like, it's the first time you see a lot of characters reuniting, like the main cast and the secondary cast coming together for the first time in a while. And it's not even like in like a casual kind of setting, which it usually is when you get these big kind of character reunions meeting up with each other for the first time in a long time. Like, how many characters do we have on Beerus' planet right now? Like fucking 10, almost a dozen. You got Vegeta, Goku, Beerus, Whis, Cheelai, Limo, Broly. That's 7. Now you have Goten, Trunks, Gohan, Carmine, Soldier 15. You got a dozen people on that planet right now. Seldom do you get so many people, so many characters in Dragon Ball together and not have it be like a more casual situation or like a tournament setting. Those are like the two biggest things.
Yeah.
But like this one, they're all coming together, presumably I mean, I don't think the boys know about Black Frieza or anything like that, but they're going to learn about him and they're presumably going to be on the team and help him get ready for it. It's just such a unique, interesting thing that we don't find ourselves in for this chapter. And I think that's why a lot of people loved it and had fun with it. And also, I mean, it's just nice to be out of the superhero story as a whole. What did you think of the Goku Gohan part of this chapter?
That was honestly really exciting. Like, one of my favorite panels of this chapter is whenever Gohan does his like initial, I guess, panels is like when he does his transformation, because I immediately thought back to Moro, where Goku goes Ultra Instinct. He does like the whole deep breath, calming stuff, and then explodes into it in rage. I thought back to that little panel. Ultra Instinct. And then, yeah, all of it, like the fight itself was really cool. I like seeing this because it's been a long time that those two have actually duked it out with each other on possibly even playing fields without it seeming BS.
Yeah, I mean, they fight in the recruitment arc for the Tournament of Power. Before the Tournament of Power, they kind of fight, and it's like, hey, you got your confidence back. Gohan got his groove back. Great. But like, Goku has achieved so many fucking things since that fight. That was still Super Saiyan Blue versus like a Mystic Gohan. This is now like an Ultra Instinct versus Gohan B. Like,
this is
exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see how all this actually goes. I'm ready to see the overall victor if there is one.
Yeah, you know, there was a fake panel floating out there with the and I bet you I'll bet you $1,000 with like almost all the certainty in the world that panel came from enemy of this motherfucking show, Dragon Ball exclusives, John Sean. But yeah, fake panel, just likes to put a lot of bait out there, and I don't like it because it makes people stupider than they already are. And believe you me, Dragon Ball fans are already fighting an uphill battle in that respect. But fake panel, we're going to see more of this thing continue in the next chapter, see how this wraps up. Before we get to predictions for the next chapter, there are a couple of notable panels that I did want to run through. First one that I wanted to point out is when Goku like sees Goten and Trunks, and he's like, what are you guys doing out here? And he just like kind of holds his chin when they answer him, like, And you could tell that the wheels are turning from Goku. He's thinking about some shit. And he's like, why don't you guys come with us? So I am kind of curious, right? Because of the other dynamics that we see develop on Beerus' planet, where apparently Broly is like the student that they're all trying to figure out how best to approach and how best to utilize his ability. He's not really on Goku and Vegeta's level because he's not freaking out and losing all of his rage. He's like a normal contained person right now trying to access his abilities, right? So he's like not the ideal training partner or sparring partner for Goku or Vegeta. Maybe guys like Goten and Trunks, though, who have like a lower power level that Broly is, more in line with. It gives him something to aspire to. And I actually kind of want to bring that up again too later on. I'm just going to skip forward to this panel. Later on in the fight, Gohan versus Goten Trunks. Goten and Trunks take off their headgear and go Super Saiyan. And Broly is shocked to see that they can transform into Super Saiyans at will. And Beerus is like, yeah, pretty much every Saiyan on Earth can do that. And he's just like, oh, huh. Has he lost the ability to go Super Saiyan at will?
Well, didn't he? Well, wasn't it like one of the chapters? Like they'd said, if he goes berserk when he goes Super Saiyan. Wasn't that what was the thing? That's why he hasn't gone Super Saiyan yet.
He's afraid to lose control. Actually, yeah, the way that you just reasoned that out was better than what I was thinking of. Like, he can only hit that Super Saiyan form if he loses control, not the other way around. I was thinking, like, the only way you can do it is if something bad, like if his dad gets murdered every time he's going to transform into a Super Saiyan, you know?
Just have a capsule of just Paragus every time he's out there. Crap! Paragus! Away!
Yeah. In 5 years, they're like, this is Paragus number 159. Broly, we need it again. You're right, though. That might be the better way to look at it. It's not that he needs to lose control to become Super Saiyan. It's that when he becomes Super Saiyan, he loses control. That's probably a smarter way to think about it. Good call. So next notable thing, I guess it's more just like a shout out to Piccolo. I am curious to see how Piccolo's going to fit into this newfound family. And you can shift into this beast mode whenever. Yeah, you've always told me I need to be ready to fight at a moment's notice, and I finally got the message. I am sort of curious, like Cell Max is what made that stick in your head, like an adventure that you had wrapped up in like 4.5 hours one day. That was the thing to make you finally fucking commit to staying strong. Anyway, though it was Piccolo who taught me the trick to better control. He did? Well, he is your old teacher after all. Speaking of Piccolo, he's got an awesome new form too. I'll have to spar with him next time. Everyone's been making so much progress. Ahem, Trunks, did you prove useful as well? So, a couple things. I'm curious to see how Piccolo shows up, if he shows up. Maybe he gets jumped on the planet Earth while they're all fucking off doing their thing. I would like to see, I saw this suggested on one of the groups today, and I usually hate social media for Dragon Ball stuff, but I saw this and I was like, this is why I stay around. This is one of the 3 times a year I stay around in these shitty ass groups for shit like this. I want Goku and Gohan to have their thing, finish that fight out. I want Piccolo to show up, and I want Goku to be like, hey man, I heard you were great. I heard you got this new cool orange form. That's cool. I just got beat up by Gohan, or I'm tired from my fight with Gohan. I can't fight with you right now. And Vegeta's like, hey, Green Man, what's up? Somehow, canonically, in the history of Dragon Ball, we have never fucking fought. Today is the day.
That would be great.
Oh my god, dude, I'd fucking nuts so bad. It'd be so fucking cool to see those two finally fight. I would love that. Oh, can you hear the excitement in my voice?
Oh, like 45 years Dragon Ball's been around. Those two have seen each other multiple times, and you know what? Yeah. It'd be great. But even the funnier thing is, you would hate this, but Piccolo's like, all right, Vegeta, let's do this. Okay, Namekian. He goes full power. Bam! Ugh, pathetic.
I don't know. You could make I don't think he would do that. He like it's not for the point of pride. Like, and that's the thing that I saw in the group that suggested that thing today was that if this fight happened, it'd be useless. Vegeta would fucking pummel him.
Because I would say because Vegeta's always been the one working for your power. I feel he always kind of hates the gifted, isn't it? Like those that just boom have power. That's why he hated Goku Black, is you didn't earn the power you got. So that's why he'd one shot Piccolo. Is you wished for this power. You were pathetic. Well, let me show you what earned power is like.
Nah, I could see him doing that maybe at a certain point in time. I don't think that he would do that now. I think he would be way more interested in seeing what Piccolo can do and seeing if he's going to be somebody useful to the fucking cause. Because again, I feel stupid saying it because this is so not a Dragon Ball thing to have happen, but I really do think that they're piling up motherfuckers in the car and they're getting ready to go jump Frieza with their strongest boys. Piccolo might have to be on the team, and I just don't think it would serve Vegeta well to drop him for the sake of making a point like that, you know?
You've seen Tom and Jerry, haven't you? That's from your era of TV.
How old do you think I am? But
you're in your 30s, late 30s.
Okay, so you have a point of reference with Tom and Jerry. What makes you think I wouldn't?
No, I mean, Tom and Jerry.
When do you think Tom and Jerry came out?
Tom and Jerry's been around for a very long time. Didn't it come out because it's been, what, 60s?
Probably the 50s or 60s. Yeah. Do you think I was born in the 50s or 60s?
No. I didn't know if it was like a prevalent thing back in your age. It's like Looney Tunes would have been, I thought, was more of your thing. Not calling you old. I just thought Looney Tunes would have been more of your show.
No, you call me old. Anyway, yes. What about Tom and Jerry?
All I've imagined with this, like you piling up in the car, is the episode where Tom calls in his two or three cat buddies and points to the thing. That's all I'm imagining. Goku, Vegeta, hey,
100%.
There's Broly, Piccolo again. Hopefully, Gotenks just to walk out of the car.
Actually, that's one thing I did not take a picture of. I don't believe Gotenks. So that's 2 biffed fusion dances in a row.
Yep.
The rules of 3 would imply that the next time they have to do the fusion dance, hopefully they hit. And hopefully it isn't a big situation where like it's not them trying to spar or show off or fucking make a YouTube video.
I wish it was a skinny one. I wish we got the fat one. I wish we got the skinny tanks.
Yeah, man, we keep getting the big fatty boy, huh?
Somebody liked it.
Not me. Looks like me, and I don't like it because I hate me and I'm big right now.
But he has hair, Kyle.
Hey, I can still be fat with no hair. You leave me alone, man. Anyway, you have the ultimate form that we talked about earlier. Using your ultimate mode? No fair. Ultimate? What's that? The name of that transformation. We never knew what to call it, so we came up with ultimate. It's not very catchy. What do you mean? It's an awesome name. Like, that is the funniest fucking explanation. And the fact that Gohan is just not down with it after willingly taking on the name Beast Mode, like, it just tickles me to fucking death, man. Interesting Beerus panel. The Goku Gohan fight starts, and Beerus' response, which I thought was very interesting, a lot to read into, could ultimately mean nothing, but so Ultra Instinct is the best trick Goku's got right now? It would seem so, responds Whis. So that implies that there are so many other things that Goku can learn, or tricks that he can learn, or techniques, or forms, or transformations that he can learn outside of Ultra Instinct. Are they as powerful? I don't know. Are they more powerful? I don't know. They have different applications and uses. I'm sure that's what it'd have to be.
Didn't Whis mention once there were different levels of Ultra Instinct? And you look at Grand Priest, he has the actual mastered one, and everyone kind of has lesser.
Yeah, I don't know how long that chain of perfection looks. If it's like either, and because like with Goku, it's like he had the sign Omen with the black hair, right? Mm-hmm. And then it was like the flicker in silver, then the mastered silver at the battle of Tournament of Power, the final battle of that. But then like in the gas chapters, he transforms in a way where I just read the panel, I came across it the other day. It's like, in Ultra Instinct, my heart has to be calm and my emotions will fuck me up. But in this form, which is Ultra Instinct Sign or Omen, where he still has the black hair and very much looks like himself, or Bardock, which is what fucks up Gas in that moment. He's like, in this form, my emotions help me fight better, and I can use them to my advantage or whatever. So like it's like Ultra Instinct, but a different application for it, different purpose for it, different kind of utilization of it. I just wonder if it's going to be like, it can't just be slightly different variations of Ultra Instinct. There has to be some other kinds of cool techniques. I honestly think that's why they gave him the Susanoo fucking form. Susanoo?
Either one.
It's fine either way. It's a word that you only read on the internet, and you don't know how it's supposed to sound either, now do you, listener? But I feel like that was another example of them trying to give him a more interesting or different, not even interesting, just different technique from just Ultra Instinct. Because otherwise it's just going to be, when's Goku going to hit Ultra Instinct for the end of every arc? And I think that they know even somehow that would get very boring and very old very fast.
Agreed.
Amen. And then last panel I wanted to pick out, or before we go to predictions, last panel is the beginning of the Goku and Gohan fight. Leading up to this chapter releasing, I saw a lot of people speculate, like, oh my God, are we finally going to see a shift in the status quo? Is it no longer going to be the Goku and Vegeta show, but the Goku and Gohan show? Like a father-son kind of tag team duo to take over and fight Frieza because he's so powerful now with his new form. And this is a very old, it's like the oldest of Dragon Ball tropes, probably, if you think about it. It is the speed in which a fight happens and the character who can still follow the fight with their eyes. It usually speaks to the fact that this character, and in this case it's Vegeta, he's the only one who, well, I guess Beerus and Whis do it later on in a few panels, but they explicitly show you Vegeta to highlight the fact that no matter how strong you think Gohan is or Goku is, Vegeta is very much still in the game on their playing field and is one of the only ones who's able to keep up with what they're doing. And they do just those quick little reaction shots of his eyes darting up to see where they magically appear and start fighting. And like I said, it's a really old trope. All right, they've done it a billion times in Dragon Ball, going back to the first Tenkaichi Budokai. But I think it speaks to what we've been talking about throughout this episode of like the larger group dynamic. I think is going to be important, and I think dragging Goten and Trunks along. I feel kind of bad for Goten because who cares about him? But the fact that Vegeta says it several times in this chapter, like, Trunks, you need to be useful. What did you accomplish, Trunks? What did you do? Like, I do really think this is about to become like a fathers and sons plus Broly and all the other weird inhabitants of Beerus' planet family.
What's that show?
Or story.
The Brady Show? Is it going to have like that with all the Brady Show with all the characters?
The Brady Bunch?
Yeah, Brady Bunch.
Damn, dude, we just love the old television in these parts today, don't we? Yeah, I mean, you got
here's a story.
Goku, I guess, is Robert Brady, Bob Brady, and then Vegeta, I guess, is Carol Brady. He's very maternal. He's a much better parent than Goku would ever be. They had 6 kids, right? 3 girls, 3 boys. What do we got? We got Goku, Goten, Trunks, Gohan, Goten, Trunks. So we're at 5 already. I think the magic number is 9, right?
Well, you also got to count Beerus and Whis in there too, because they're part of the whole thing. Even if they're not part of the whole dynamic of the power, they're still there.
Okay. I got it. Mr. Brady, Goku. We're trying to get to 9, although it's going to be 9 plus an extra special featured character. Goku is Mr. Brady. Vegeta, Mrs. Brady. Okay.
Piccolo.
No, Piccolo's not here. We're not counting him.
I know. Just say you said the whole dynamic going. What if that's the Piccolo's the 9th character? Because there's 8 on the planet right now.
Damn it! But I was counting Broly and Sheila and all them.
I was counting Broly. It's Broly, Beerus, Whis, Goku, Vegeta.
But you're not assigning them characters, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm just coming up with the 8. You wanted the 8. We can do this in our own side thing. I don't think we want to sit here for 15 minutes assigning Brady Bunch of character.
Nope, I'm doing it right now. Fuck it. I can cut it if I need to. Goku's Mr. Brady. Vegeta is Mrs. Brady. Gohan is Greg Brady. Goten is Peter Brady. Well, I guess Trunks is really Peter Brady. Bobby Brady would be Trunks, right? So that's the 3 boys, Mr. and Mrs. Brady. That's 5. Now we got 3 girls. I guess Marsha Brady would be Broly. Lucky him. She does get pretty rageful sometimes. Jan is actually pretty rageful. Maybe Broly is Jan. And that would make Chilai, I think, Marsha Brady. So we're at 7. That would make Limo Cindy Brady, the little bitch of the clan. So we're at 8. And then you've got Alice, the housekeeper. Now, I would think that Alice, the housekeeper, in this case, would be Whis. However, I'm going to say that it's Beerus, okay? Because Alice is the keeper of the house. We are on Beerus's planet. I think Beerus is the keeper of the planet. He is Alice. But who does Alice always fucking around with? Sam the motherfucking Butcher. You know who Sam the Butcher is in this case? Whis, man. Because we all know Sam the Butcher runs Alice, if you know what I'm saying. And if he doesn't run Alice, Alice don't run us. So that's how the one day when the lady met this fellow, they knew that it was much more than a hunch, that this group had somewhere formed a family, and that's the way they became the Dragon Ball Super Bunch. All right, glad we got there. I was not dropping that till we got to the end of it. I was going to think about it for the rest of the fucking night.
Here's a story
of
a bunch of Saiyans, and they can change their hair color.
Okay, so
then there's Broly. who's a big old bitch.
Are we don't say
And
that
he
about him.
will rip you in two.
Oh my Christ. Okay, you're done. Stop it. Holy shit, stop it. I'm going to mute you. All right. Now, that's pretty much all the notable panels I wanted to point out. Do you have any predictions for either next chapter or where you think this arc is eventually headed towards? I think we might have asked this a couple of months back when you were with us, but I don't know if these most recent chapters have changed your mind or thinking at all.
I see right now they're trying to get a whole, like you made mention of the Black Frieza getting jumped by them, which 100% I see that happening. Is Frieza's going to cause some destruction? He's going to have a whole new crew, and then you're going to bring the Dragon Ball bunch to take him on. I 100% see this happening in the future thing. I see this next arc being not. I know it's imperative. That's the wrong word. Pertinent. That's the word. Pertinent to the Black Frieza arc. But I at least expect the next few chapters to be training. Like 100% training, getting Broly mastered, because one art thing in here is that, it wasn't like a question of it. It was more of like a, I'm the only one that can't do it. So he's going to be, that'll be his thing, training. Goten and Trunks. Vegeta's like, Trunks, have you done anything? No, let's whip you into shape. So he'll get kicked into it. Goten doesn't want to be outdone, probably. And he's there with his brother, so he's going to want to be trained with the two. So I imagine all of them, Piccolo included, are going to be training all of it too. Because then you also got to include Gamma in there too, because Gamma's probably going to come to the planet too. Everybody's going to be going to the planet.
I didn't think about that.
All
Gamma
this stuff
showing up as well.
Because that's what I'm imagining with the video camera. The two, what's his name? Hair?
Carmine and Soldier 15.
Yeah. Like, I imagine something like that is because I know they don't completely go with Dr. Hedo anymore. But
I think that they thought. I think that everyone was under the impression that they like ran away or died in the explosion, but they showed up and they try to recruit Goten and Trunks to beat up Gohan. Like stupid ass.
I could see something like that of them going and showing it back to all them, and Gamma being okay. These are the villains. Let's see what they all are, and all of it just kind of slowly coming together for that big old group. Everybody training, because Gamma 1 is cool and collected a lot more than a lot of these characters. I could see him training Broly. Just the cool collected. Hey, don't lose your anger and have the stuff too. It's better than the Kale stuff, is what I'm saying.
I kind of hope not. I kind of hope they hold off on getting Gamma and even Piccolo involved. Like, I obviously want Piccolo to be there. He's our fucking extended Saiyan family, right? By way of Namek. But I do kind of like the idea that all of these Saiyans are here in the same place at the same time for the first time in a long time. Like, I mean, at Broly, first time ever, I really am curious to see what they do with Goten, because I feel like we kind of have it laid out with everyone's particular routes, right? Like Goku and Vegeta are very much playing like the mentor route for the younger crew in this arc in these chapters. That makes sense. We don't know where they could be headed, what they could be working toward. We'll figure it out. Right now, they're just trying to figure out how to be the best teachers they can for their crew. You kind of see where Gohan's going. You kind of know where Piccolo is. You kind of know where Broly has to go. I'm curious to see what they choose to do with Goten and Trunks. I really hope that they move them away from the idea of fusing into fucking Gotenks whenever shit gets tough for them.
You sound like Vegeta. Vegeta said that once. I can't remember if it was the anime or the manga, but he had said, you guys need to stop relying on fusion so much for your power, get your own thing.
Yeah. I mean, we understand it's a huge boost or whatever, but if that's the thing that you go to, like you break it out like an in case of emergency, and every time you go out to fight, you have an emergency. Like, we need to get these boys some new forms.
Like, I saw one thing of it. I hope it doesn't go this route. Was that they get the God forms and they don't go any further than that.
Hell, I don't even need them to get God forms. I just, if they both were like
rage, like Trunks is rage.
Nope, fuck that. I actually don't like that form at all, and there's a reason. I think they kind of retconned it in the manga, sort of. But here's my thing: I'm fine because Gotenks, we've seen him reach the form of Super Saiyan 3. So what they both need to achieve individually is trying to get to that level of Super Saiyan 3. Now, we know Super Saiyan 3 is a terrible form overall, very draining on the body, uses your power very fast. But if that's where the boys go, that's a huge increase for them as fighters, obviously, in their power levels. But it also gives them like sort of a role within a fight. Like, they're the short-term relief. They're the tanks that you send in there to do a bunch of damage very quickly and then get them the fuck out of there. Like, they're never going to be the main person to get the W. But if they were to be pertinent to a fight by achieving that level, you could see how they might factor into a fight, narratively speaking. So I just hope they do something that's different than Fusion. I pray they do. Although I do want to see Fusion perfected too. Like,
that'll be their trump card. I like the idea. I like your idea of them going Super Saiyan 3, and if need be, the Trump Super Saiyan Gotenks is their actual trump card if need be. It's like a final dire situation kind of thing.
Bro, how about this? They both figure out how to achieve. They both figure out how to achieve Super Saiyan 3, and then they do the fusion dance at Super Saiyan 3, equal power levels. They do the fusion dance, and then they power up to Super Saiyan 6. Now, I know you thought I was going to say 4.
Okay, you know what? You said you bring this up, and since you're going to be beaten with my good old buddy Danny Danger eventually,
Danny Dangerfield, can't wait, bro.
I'm going to throw you his theory out there, which I'm not entirely against. At the same time, I am.
Shout out Danny Danger. Here we go. How stupid is it?
He wants them to get Super Saiyan 4.
I mean, that's why I was thinking to myself, like the thing that you would think when I say that is the red. Like the next number is 4.
Yeah, like and he means a true, legitimate Super Saiyan 4. They're going to ask. They want.
What are they going to do? And with blood flame machines?
Wish for the tails back. We want to go back to what our tail. That's his whole thing is. They're Saiyans. They want to have a different route. Okay, like Broly. Broly's primal. He follows the Ozaru. Let's take a different version from him that could make us look cooler. Here's superheroes with tails. So
okay. Now I'm gonna fucking blow up Homeboy's theory there, only because of this. And you don't actually know this. Nobody knows this for a fact. Okay.
Yeah.
But it is widely assumed that they never even had tails.
I know.
Because tails are a recessive trait. So apparently they're a recessive trait. Sometimes they grow back, sometimes they grow in, sometimes they never do at all, apparently. But how can you wish back for something that never existed?
But if it's in the blood, wish for the full potential of my blood, which would be the Ozaru form.
You're sounding real fucking Aryan right now, man.
Oh, I'm saying word for word how he said it, because I've said your stuff too, and this is they just wish for their blood to be, utilized, and that's what the tail.
Danny Dangerous Dan, is he like a fan of eugenics and things like that? I bet he is.
He's a Dragon Ball fan. That's all I can tell you.
Listen, I remember when I was young, I used to say this to people. I'm like, I used to think this until about 2014, 2015.
Wow.
When I met I know I'm old. When I would meet somebody and they would tell me they're into Dragon Ball, I'd be like, oh, all right, click. Like me and you get each other. We're friends pretty much off the bat instantly. When I first met Brandon, rest in peace. He's not dead, but I don't really talk to him that often. When I met Brandon, I had that was the last time I remember having one of those moments. Oh, you're a Dragon Ball fan? Click. Now, when I meet Dragon Ball fans, I'm just like, I don't even let them know anything about how much I like Dragon Ball. I have to assess how they are first before I will even mention anything about me knowing anything about Dragon Ball to them, unless I have the hat on or whatever, in which case I will totally downplay. I'm like, oh yeah, Dragon Ball, cool, right? I haven't run a podcast. I've been obsessed with it since I was fucking 6 or whatever,
Hey, just a guy I listen to. You should go check it out, Dragon Ball Super Dope. Just casually plug yourself and walk off.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with me. I just promote him because I love the show.
Yeah. But that was my. I mean, I'm not against them getting their own like form itself. Super Saiyan 3 would be fun. Power wasting, yes, but them getting their own version, like their own unique form, because that's kind of how everything is going. Everybody has their own uniqueness. And
I mean, it won't feel very unique because you'd already seen it, but it will be unique for them because we have not seen them do shit by themselves without fusion, So it will be cool to see them hold their own a little bit independently.
Make one green, make one. I'm looking for a color.
Red, like Christmas.
Brown.
Brown, like poop?
Brown, like wood.
Wood?
Mahogany.
What? Yo,
mahogany.
All right, stop talking about mahogany wood, you fucking pervert. We're going to wrap this one up. That's it for Dragon Ball Super Dope this week. I do think we're going to have some of those GT episodes coming out shortly. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do the video watch along part of it because I keep getting shit flagged like I can't get it on YouTube. It's just instantly blocked. So maybe they'll live in a Google Drive folder that patrons will get access to, but I will be releasing some of those GT episodes on the public feed. I'm definitely going to do the first episode of GT, probably the second episode as well for the public feed. So expect those in the next couple weeks. What do you have going on in your world? I believe that you plugged your podcasts on the Patreon pre-show. You can get like 30 minutes of uncut stuff if you go sign up at patreon.com/DragonBallSuperDope. There's a link in the show notes. But you plugged your stuff there, not on the public cut. What do you got going on, Hayden?
Right now, I'm slowly meandering my way from Dokkan Wind's kind of in its big like dead zone right now. My two other buddies have stopped playing, and I've kind of gotten in a lull moment of it just because I think I told you I stopped playing it for a solid few months after the Future Gohan war I was in. I don't know if I did or not, but Future Gohan made me stop playing Dokkan, so I've stepped away from Dokkan Wind for a little while. Now putting a lot of time into my Games and Gamers show, Games and Gamers podcast. We're about to.
I heard they spell gamers with a Y.
Kyle, we can't. You're not part of our show, Kyle. We can't include it.
God damn it! Come on.
Not yet. Anyway, maybe Kyle will be on eventually. Who knows?
Yeah, we're doing an episode about Budokai Sparking Zero soon, so be on the lookout for that.
But yeah, anyway, it's Games and Gamers podcast. We're doing all of that, getting stuff ready. We got Final Fantasy coming out because that's our big next thing. Is Rebirth's coming out literally next week, like a week from today. I'll be cutting off contact with the world. We got that coming out. I got a new YouTube channel coming out at the beginning of. When is this uploading?
This should be live early next week, so on
perfect.
Around, yeah.
So
I can put a link in the show notes. So what's it called?
It's called, my new channel is All Around Gaming.
All Around Gaming.
Yep.
Because it's all around you and all around us. All of us.
That too, but it's also around the clock. I'm putting out 3 videos a day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
That's not around the clock, though. That's once every other day. 3 videos a day.
Once, well, it's more than there is than the week.
What's the content strategy with 3 in a day? How long are the videos that you're putting out? Roughly
about an hour. It's Microsoft mornings, Xbox games in the morning, Nintendo at noon, Nintendo, only Nintendo stuff, PlayStation in the PM, PlayStation games at the end.
And you're just live streaming them live to your channel?
I am recording. I have recorded about 45 different videos already.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. You're a madman, dude. All right, props to the fucking legwork in advance. Good for you, man.
Like, you're going to watch it, like, literally, like, I played Halo Combat Evolved. I have 1 chapter left of it to beat. Mario Odyssey, and then I got the next set on the Mario on that going up with
So like every Monday morning, or is it like every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning you're going to drop a Halo video in succession?
Yeah. So every Microsoft morning, every Monday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time will be Xbox-related content. It just happens to be Halo because that's the face of Xbox. The noon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time will be Nintendo, and then PlayStation, starting with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because that's the big hype game coming out. Comes out the day before our release. All this goes live on March 1st.
March 1st, or Friday, March 1st. This is probably coming out a few days in advance of that, but check the show notes if you're listening to this at a later date, and there'll be a link there for you to go subscribe to Hayden's channel.
So yeah, I've done a lot. I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scene, a lot of editing, a lot of gaming, a lot of recording.
Here's the thing, though, man. The 3 a day is a lot.
That's why I'm a month ahead in advance, so I'm never going to hopefully fall behind.
Which is hopefully not, but like, you know, you get sick for a couple weeks. Like,
the moment I miss a day, I've even thought about this. The moment I miss a day, I am fucked. And I wholeheartedly know I put this on myself. I'm going to try it. Worst I can do is fail.
Yeah. If I were you, I would probably do Monday, Microsoft Monday, Wednesday, PlayStation, whatever the hell. Like, I would do 1 console each day. 3 videos in a day is fucking nuts, dog. That's so much work.
I know it is.
And think about it. You've already recorded 45, right? Yeah. That's 3 videos a day, 3 days a week. That's 9 videos. That's 5 fucking weeks worth of content.
I know, Kyle.
I don't know. I don't want you to like stress yourself out for nothing, is my point. Anyway, go check out Games and Gamers. Games and Gamers. See what I did? I did it again.
Dragon Ball Pooper Dope.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Nincompoop. Nincompoop? I can't even say Nincompoop. Anyway.
Go listen to his stuff. Kyle makes some good stuff. And his advice pod. I've started listening to that at work. I've actually started listening to that at work. I like it.
How do you listen to it?
Spotify.
Word. I only asked because we've been doing the YouTube videos Monday through Friday of old episodes from season 2 for the last few weeks. And it's not last few weeks, last couple of months, I should say. And it is slow going, but we have seen some consistent increase in viewership and retention and stuff. So that's good. If you don't subscribe to the Advice Pod on YouTube, please go do that right fucking now. I would really like to hit 100 subscribers before the new season starts in a few weeks. We are not quite there, and it's disappointing and embarrassing, and I'm sad. So go do that for me. I'd appreciate it. One uncut version.
66.
But hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. 34 more to go. Whoa. I'm 34 years old.
Are you?
Yes. I need one follower for each year I've been on Earth. How old did you think I was? Like 48?
I thought you were 36. I generally thought you were 36. We talked about it once, and I said I threw the number 35 out there, so I thought you were in the latter half of the 30s.
No,
okay,
I'll be 35. I'll be 35 in June. But all of the friends that I grew up with closest in school were all 2 years older than me, so they're like 36, 37. Either way, go subscribe to the Advice Pod on YouTube, specifically on YouTube. And we'll have some new episodes dropping soon. We've done like 3 or 4 episodes, I think, recorded. A couple of them are up on Patreon right now, uncut for Dragon Ball Super Dope listeners. So again, another perk. If you haven't signed up for it, you can go sign up and get those now. But they've been pretty fun so far, and I'm excited for you guys to hear them. And yeah, those will be starting in like mid-March, Monday through Friday. 5 short episodes each week. So that's cool. We still do have this show as well. This show, Dragon Ball Super Dope, I believe it is called. I love it. I love Dragon Ball so much. It's so nice to feel excited about Dragon Ball again after having not been excited for a very fucking long time. It's nice, man. Let's see how long it takes for me to get my heart broken again. But excited. Make sure you rate and subscribe to the show wherever you're watching. YouTube, Stitcher. Is that Stitcher still a thing? YouTube, Spotify.
Well, I've never heard of Stitcher. Kyle, elaborate.
It's a podcast pod crawler app.
It was like Spoon. Is like Spoon for podcasts?
No, Spoon's like a live thing, I think.
My first few episodes of Dokkan When I uploaded to Spoon. It was the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, I don't think that app has a lot of traction. I am familiar with Spoon, though. Stitcher is just like one of those podcast premium apps where it's like or at least it was. I think it might have actually shut down, which is why I was like, oh shit. But anyway, 5 stars on Spotify. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you have a podcast, Apple Podcasts on your iPhone, is what I'm trying to say, you can go give us 5 stars and leave a written review. I will read them on the show. I don't get them nearly enough. Pretty heartbreaking. And you can subscribe on YouTube. So thank you for listening. And this was a fun one, Hayden. I appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I love coming on Super Dope.
Super Dope.
I'll give you a review.
You.
I'll give you a good review. I'm genuine. Right now, I love Dragon Ball Super Dope. My only content of Dragon Ball I listen to is Super Dope, 100%. I love the people that come on there. Kyle's great. I make fun of Kyle everywhere I go, but I love Kyle so much. I love his attitude of Dragon Ball Super Dope.
You realize you still have to log into an Apple device and write this with your thumbs, right?
No, I'll let you do it. Just take it to heart.
Bro, you don't even have an Apple device. You just wasted 30 seconds of my life.
Hey, I can. How dare you? I can log into Apple on my laptop.
Ooh, I forget. You're young and hip with the technology. Okay, we're done. This is it. Goodbye. Thanks for listening. Dragon Ball Super Dope. What the fuck did we talk about today?
We talked which part, prior or after Patreon?
Nah, I got it. Never mind. Chapter 102 was pretty good.